Okay, our next demonstrator has developed some innovative travel planning tools based on the desktop calendar. Please welcome Clark Rhines of Tripware.
Good morning. Hope you're all ready for round 3. I'm about to show you something that you've never seen before. I'm going to show you how to plan, book, and manage business travel faster, more efficiently, and certainly more effectively than you've ever seen before. And my VP of marketing likes to send me around the country talking about this product, so he's set up another meeting for me in Atlanta at CNN Center, and I've got this meeting already set up in my Outlook calendar. So I'm just going to open this meeting. And you can see it's technology conference, CNN Center. All the information's already in there. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this book trip button. Tripware launches. Booking window comes up, and you can tell that it's already pre-populated with everything that was in my meeting. So the technology conference is the name of the trip. Everything's already set up, the times, the dates, everything's set up for me. So all I have to do is look at the bottom and see that I'm getting a flight, a hotel, because it's over a 2-day conference. And I don't need the car, so I'm going to uncheck that. Hit OK. And at this point, we're going out and we're getting inventory, and we're going to bring back flights to begin the trip. Now, one thing you ought to know about this is the moment I hit that book trip button, Tripware knows more about me than any other booking tool out there. It knows who I am. It knows all of my preferences, all of my preferred vendors. It knows exactly how I like to travel. It knows whether I want to leave the day before if I'm traveling from the west to the east. It knows I won't travel at 5 o'clock in the morning. And we take all that information and we roll it into this thing called True Trip Value. And we show it to the user as Trip Match. So if you can see on the left side here, Trip Match, 100% Trip Match on Delta Airlines, cheapest flight, nonstop, shortest amount of travel time. I'm going to go ahead and select that and look for my return flights. Again, 100% Trip Match, saying it's adhering to my policies as an individual traveler. I'm going to go ahead and select that. So now we go out and do the final price check on the flights. And we'll be doing hotels in a minute. So there's the final price check on the flights. And now we're going out and we're going to do hotels now. The same thing is applying here. I asked for hotels near my destination, but it knows my travel habits and it knows what hotels I normally pick and which ones are my preferred vendors. So we're likely to see that it shows me some hotels very close to my destination, but it may show me some hotels that are farther away that are a lot cheaper. So it takes cost into the equation as well. While you're waiting for the hotels, you saw the little travel tips and everything on there just to give you something to do while you're waiting. Every microwave needs time to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and, since it's at the CNN Center, I see the Omni is 88%. That's pretty good, 135 bucks. Go ahead and select that, and I'm going out to get the different rooms to see what is available for me to purchase. Rooms come back. I'm going to go ahead and select this first one. That looks pretty good. So now we're checking price, verifying the hotel price, finalizing the hotel piece of the booking. So now you can see there's the Omni Hotel. I'm going to go ahead and reserve that. You see my membership numbers are already put in there for me. Delta's in there. My Omni membership is already in there. So everything's taken care of for me. And I can check the maps down here. I can see that, Atlanta to CNN Center, there's the default map. I can see Atlanta, Hartsfield to the hotel, which is at the CNN Center, so it's probably the same map. So I can go ahead and purchase that. I've already read this. I just simply select what credit card I want to use, hit OK, and that's it. I booked a business trip. It's going out now and confirming everything, doing the ticketing, doing the actual reservation. I paid for it and everything, and that's it. And I think I've taken about 3-4 minutes because I'm talking through it. But basically, I'm done. So then it'll come back. I've got a reminder here. Let me just clear that. So I got my little confirmation on my cell phone. Because I put this in my calendar, it's also putting the calendar entry and all of my itinerary and everything into my cell phone automatically, mainly because I'm using Exchange on the back end. So here's the actual calendar entry that I started with. You'll see that I've got my text itinerary in the body of this, and I've got all the rich information down at the bottom with the maps and the weather of the area and all the rest of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now, as is typical with any business trip, you have anomalies arise and you have to change your business travel. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop this to a different date, to the 25th. Automatically it knows that this meeting is associated with travel. So it asks me if I want to change my travel. I say, yep, let's go ahead and do that. So it launches again. You notice it changed the dates. It no longer selected a car because I didn't select that the last time. So it's remembering everything I did on the first trip. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Step through this pretty quickly. Again, going out and finding flights based on how I like to travel. The other thing I should point out is once you've booked a trip, all of your in-trip alerts that some folks would like to charge for are automatically set up for you, and you get those free of charge. That's just something that Tripware does for you automatically. The other thing is on the end of your trip, when you do your expense reporting, that's all included as well. And I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and step through this next flight set, get my hotel. Oh, and the other thing I should mention is, unlike a lot of offerings out there, what we're offering to our customers is the concept of a trip chip. So every time you book a trip, you get trip chips. Every time you refer a friend to Tripware, they sign up and book a trip, you get additional trip chips. And when you earn enough trip chips, you can cash those in as you wish. The caveat there is that you have to be somewhat of a frequent flyer. You have to fly at least every 3 months to retain your trip chips. So I'm going to go ahead and just book this first hotel. And again, checking price, finalizing the hotel pricing. So typically, as a business traveler, you go to these booking tools and they return all this inventory that you don't really care about. They return flights that sit right on top of your meeting. They return flights for airlines that you would never fly. They return hotels that you wouldn't stay at. And Tripware is this fast because we return things that you care about, that you will use, and that you're comfortable traveling with. So I'll go ahead and finalize this trip. So I purchased that trip. So far I've booked a trip, realized that the trip was on the wrong date, moved the trip by simply dragging and dropping it in my calendar, and now I'm finalizing the itinerary for that. So very fast, very efficient, very effective. And I'm getting exactly what I want. All of my hotel membership numbers are in there, my airline memberships are in there, so it shows you that what I'm getting back as inventory is part of what I definitely want to do as a traveler. So closing this, the last thing I want to show you as far as this is concerned is deleting a trip. So say that something came up, I couldn't travel on this particular trip. To cancel my travel, I just simply delete the meeting. It asks me if I want to cancel the travel, and bang, I've booked a trip, I've moved a trip to different dates, and now I've canceled the trip. That fast, still got 1:48 left. So let me show you the expense reporting piece. I'm going to go back to PhoCusWright and go to, I'm just going to actually go to a different calendar, pull this up. All right, now to generate an expense report is very simple as well. It's very, very straightforward. You just simply go up to our plugin here, generate reports, and you can either do it for that particular trip or you can specify a date range. Real simple. I'm going to just go ahead and go back to, say, August 1st and go ahead and hit generate report. Very simple, straightforward. Pops up a spreadsheet pre-populated with all of your past trips, all of your flights, your lodging, auto rental, anything else that you need to add. You just simply type it in there, print it out, attach your receipts, and you're done. So in 10 minutes, I've booked a trip, I've moved a trip, I've canceled a trip, and I've done an expense report. And there's my alert, again, for the cancellation of the trip. That's it. It's that effective. Tripware is for business travelers. It was built by business travelers, and it is absolutely the fastest, most effective business tool out there today. Thank you very much.